There were elections last night. Democrats took every single major race. What does this mean? Was it a referendum on the Trump administration, or was it possibly just elections in blue areas that went the Democrats' way? Let's talk about it. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Isaiah Presley LaFone. Welcome back or welcome to my channel. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this video if you find it helpful. Go ahead and do all that before we get into it. Pause the video, go subscribe, and then play the video. Let's get into the topic. Alrighty. So last night I stated there were elections in the state of Virginia, in the state of New Jersey, and the city of New York, New York City, New York, New York. Now, the interesting thing is that we only really thought we were competitive in a few races in each of these three states. There are three major places that there were elections: New York City, Virginia, New Jersey, as aforementioned. Um, and we really thought we only had a reasonable shot as in terms of the gubernatorial races, the races for governor in Virginia and New Jersey. We really thought we only had a real shot in, New Jersey, maybe Virginia. Maybe if we luck out in Virginia, maybe by the skin of our teeth. Probably not. Winsome Earl Sears, she's a fine woman. She's fabulous, fabulous woman, but she just was not a strong candidate against a pretty rather boring candidate in Abigail Spanberger uh, on the Democratic side. So she was not a strong candidate. So I really didn't think we were going to win that. I had some hope for a while because I thought, well, Glenn Youngkin. We didn't think Glenn Youngkin was going to win either, and Glenn Youngkin ended up pulling it out. So we'll see. But it turns out that she did not even come close. She lost by 14 points. So we lost the Virginia governor race decisively, and then in the lieutenant governor race, I didn't think John Reed was going to win that race anyway. He loses. He goes down to I forget her name, the gal running for lieutenant governor as a Democrat. She's the first. I remember this. She's the first Muslim woman elected to statewide office in the United States of America. And hopefully people will wake up and she will be the last elected to statewide office in the United States. Because these people, uh, Muslims specifically, I'm not speaking of Arabs specifically. There are Arab Christians. There are good people who are Arab. So this is not a race thing. This is a religion thing. Islam is a national security threat to the United States of America. And hopefully people will wake up and she'll be the last Muslim elected to statewide office in the United States because these people just can't. We just cannot allow them to be elected. They do not share your values. They hate you. They do not want you here. They come in here and they want you to assimilate to them. They will not assimilate to American culture. So then there was the big, I guess, shocker for me in the Attorney General's race. Jason Miyares, the Attorney General in the state of Virginia, probably the strongest candidate fielded, strongest Republican candidate fielded for statewide office in the state of Virginia. Jason Miyares goes down as well. He lost to Jay Jones. Jay Jones, as an assemblyman, he he had a lot of attention a couple months ago because as a delegate, sorry, not an assemblyman, but a delegate. Sorry, Zohran Mamdani was assemblyman. I was mixing the two in my head there. But as a delegate, he had threatened to kill Greg Gilbert, or at least fantasized about killing Greg Gilbert, the then Speaker of the House of Delegates in Virginia, the Republican Speaker. And he fantasized about his children dying in the arms of their mother in order to get Greg Gilbert to change his position on foreign or on policy, political policy, not foreign policy, political policy. And when he's pushed back on it, rightfully, he doubles down. He doubles down. He said Hitler, Pol Pot, Greg Gilbert. Gilbert gets 2 bullets, and then he fantasized about killing their children and called them little fascists, little Nazis. This guy wants to be the top law enforcement officer in the state of Virginia, and he's fantasizing about killing little children. This is where the Democratic Party is at now in the year of our Lord 2025. They are the party of violence. They are the party of death. They own the culture of death, where if you don't agree with them, you're a fascist, you're a Nazi, and therefore you deserve to be killed, and your children too, and your wife. So that was a big shocker for me. Jay Jones did win. He beat Jason Morris. It was definitely the tightest margin. He lost by 2, I think. Jason did. So now a man who fantasized about killing children is now going to be the next Attorney General of the state of Virginia. In New Jersey, there was only one real race we were looking at, and that's going to be the governor's race. Jack Ciattarelli, the Republican there, he came within 2 points last time of unseating the Democratic incumbent there in the state of New Jersey. This time he was up against Mikey Sherrill, who was kind of a do-nothing candidate, know-nothing candidate, kind of a do-nothing candidate, kind of a just real, like, just bland, moderate, quote unquote. So Jack Ciattarelli, yeah, there's just not. I mean, he only lost by 2 last time to a well-known incumbent, but this time he loses by, I think it was 12, 14, 13, 14. He just got stomped, and none of us really expected that. And I feel very bad for Jack over there in New Jersey. And then there was the New York City mayoral election. We had Mr. Zohran Mamdani, the Democratic Socialist, who got here 2 seconds ago and is already running for a political position. But guess what? He is a Muslim, and that's exactly what they tend to do. They just invade your country, and then they take over your shops, your places of work, they take government benefits, and they take over your political positions as well. It's what Sadiq Khan did in London, England, and now that's what Zohran Mamdani has done here in New York City in the United States of America. So Mamdani, unsurprisingly, the Muslim socialist, he wins. He defeats Andrew Cuomo, best known for sexually harassing women and killing grandmothers in nursing homes during the time of COVID. And he defeated Curtis Sliwa, best known for getting shot in the back of a yellow cab in 1991 by members of the Gambino and Gotti families, crime families. I completely expected Mamdani to win. I was not a supporter of Sliwa dropping out. I wanted Sliwa to stay in because I was sick of seeing Republicans say, support Cuomo, stop Mamdani, you got to support Cuomo. No, actually, I will not support someone who is a sexual deviant and who killed people in nursing homes during COVID. He is a murderer, and he does not deserve to be anywhere near any position of power or political leadership. So no, do not ask me to support Andrew Cuomo. I was glad that Andrew Cuomo was defeated. This is how Republicans lose. We refuse to support our own candidate, and Curtis Sliwa, who won the Republican nomination, mind you. We refused to support him, and instead we went with Andrew Cuomo, a slimy, disgusting swamp creature from the Democrat political establishment. Went with him instead of Curtis Sliwa. Now, not saying that Sliwa could have won. I think Mamdani was just kind of on this kind of. I think he was destined to win at some point to be the next mayor of New York City. The good thing is, New York City, I'm sick of seeing people saying, oh, we have to leave New York City now. New York City, people are like, stop making fun of New York City voters who voted for Zohran Mamdani. And I'll tell you exactly why. You know who voted Zohran Mamdani into office? It's young people. It's Gen Z. Majority Gen Z young women. And the same people who in 2024, on May 5th or November 5th, 2024, when it came out that the reason that Trump won was because of the young vote, the Gen Z vote, specifically the young men. As people say, oh, see, the children have learned, the younglings have learned, we're going to have a conservative generation. And people have said, wait off, they're becoming more right-wing, they're becoming more Christian, yes, but you don't have them completely in the Republican column yet. And what has Trump done? The reason that these people voted for Zohran Mamdani, why? Because Trump has not followed up on his promises to make life more affordable. He just hasn't. Prices are still sky high. Inflation is still up. It's still impossible to buy a home. Trump has not done what he promised in regards to affordability. Trump has focused on foreign policy with Iran and Israel. Guess what? Young people don't care about Israel. And I know that's now anti-Semitic to say that you don't really care about Israel. I just don't. I don't feel one way or the other. I just don't care. I care about the culture, the cultural and moral decay in the United States, and I care about the economic decay and the economic state that the United States of America is in. That's what young people care about. We don't want to hear about Israel. We don't want to hear about Iran. We don't want to hear about the Middle East. We're tired of that. We're tired of that. We've been put through enough of that stuff by the neocon establishment and the GOP for long enough. We don't care. So the narrative has been focused on foreign policy. We did pass the big beautiful bill. That was great. Trump got a boost to the polls after that. That was fantastic. The Trump tax cuts are now codified into law. That's wonderful. But he's done nothing else to help with the affordability crisis. And you know what you need to do to help with the affordability crisis? Break up BlackRock. BlackRock is a monopoly, and it's holding the capitalist free market hostage. Break up BlackRock. BlackRock must be destroyed. Break up BlackRock. Stop them from buying single-family homes. Repeal the income tax, the federal income tax. You can do your tariffs, but you need to repeal the federal income tax. The tariffs will replace the revenue that comes in via income tax. And thereby you will lighten the load, the economic load on the American people. And I'm starting a series that'll be releasing very soon. I don't know exactly what I'm going to call it yet. It's pretty much my political platform. Ideas I have, what I hold to, what I think should be done. You don't have to agree with me on everything, but these are my ideas. Break up BlackRock. Stop them from buying single-family homes, driving up the cost of rent, driving up the cost of buying a home. And repeal the federal income tax. You replace it with tariffs so that the American people doesn't feel the burden, the pinch. It's going to be hard. You got to do it. Return to the gold standard. Make our money back by something, preferably. But anyway, Donald Trump has not done anything to help with the affordability crisis, and so a lot of young people feel betrayed by him, and that's just the fact. You know, the liberals saying, "Oh, he's losing the young vote. Ha ha, they shall come back." No, they're not coming. No, we're not coming back to you either. We feel betrayed by both sides. And when that happens, specifically with the young men, they'll be burning the city down before too long. I saw somewhere that Trump said that he was going to focus more on the affordability crisis in gearing up, in gearing up for 2026. Good. Because if you want Gen Z young men to vote for Republican candidates and get them out to vote, you're gonna have to get us out to vote. First of all, Republicans just have to come out. And I know part of the problem is that they're new Republican voters that came over with Trump. They're young people. We just got to get out to vote every single time. Every single time. It's coming up on election day. Check in your region. See if you got something to vote for. Go vote. It's not that hard. It literally does not take too much time. Yeah, lines might be long, but it's your civic duty. Come on. Vote while you have the right to. Gosh, it's stupid. Okay? And Gen Z young men have to come to the polls and vote right wing because we got to counterbalance out the Gen Z young women who are going to vote overwhelmingly liberal. Actually, I'm not even calling it liberal because it's not liberalism. I'm a classical liberal in the John Locke founding father generation sense of the term classical liberal, the John Locke sense, the early liberal sense. Liberalism backed by God, grounded in scripture. So I'm stop using the term liberal because they're not liberals. These are leftist, Marxist, socialist wearing the skin suit of liberalism and calling itself liberalism and parading around and calling itself liberalism. So, but if you want the young men to come vote, you need to focus on the affordability crisis. It looks like that's what Donald Trump is going to do. Charlie Kirk, I know, messaged Donald Trump many times and said, you're squandering the gains we made with young men. And you know what? He was absolutely right, because Trump has done nothing of what he promised us other than the big, beautiful bill. Economically, he's done nothing that he's promised us. Why can I still not buy a home? Why is everything still so expensive? Why is gas still so expensive? I understand we're going to open up the Alaska pipeline, and that's going to lower gas prices once the government's open. That's the other thing. Just repeal the filibuster at this point. Here's the problem. The Democrats are not going to play by the rules. Someone's going to end the filibuster. It's going to be us or the Democrats. Stop it. There's no more playing by the rules anymore. I've repeated this over and over, the statement from Robert E. Lee: my patriotism requires me to do things today that I wouldn't have done yesterday and I wouldn't do tomorrow. Stop playing by the rules. There are no rules right now. There are constitutional norms. Okay, there's the Constitution, which reins everyone in. But we've got to stop pretending to play by the rules, to be the controlled opposition. When Democrats have power, they run like a well-oiled machine. When Republicans have power, we squander it and we trip over ourselves and we look like fools. And that's gonna stop, or else we're gonna keep losing, and we're gonna lose our country. Anyway, that's my take on the election. Please make sure to like and subscribe and share this video. I will see you all this Saturday for the last episode of Isaiah Lafone Unapologetic, before the launch of the Isaiah Lafone Show, which is coming Saturday, November 29th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. I can't wait for that. All right. God bless.